friends, welcome to Ouroboros Tarot. Today's pick a card reading is looking into why they are staying silent. And I have 4 groups for you guys to choose from today. Pile 1, Pile 2, Pile 3, and Pile 4. Go ahead and pause this video if you need to. Take as much time as you need to find the pile that sits right with your energy as well as with your person's, and I will see you in a minute. Hi Pile 1. So today's pick a card reading is looking into why the person on your mind, why the person that you are in no contact with is currently staying silent. So these cards here are going to give me a little bit of insight into how it is that they're currently viewing you, and hopefully this gives more clarity in terms of what is going on. I also have a few oracles already pulled for the question, why are they staying silent? But we'll also be using tarot, and I'm using new oracles and new tarot decks. So thank you to those who have sent in oracles and decks just in general. If you haven't received your reading yet, I'm currently working on it. And you guys as well are welcome to send decks in exchange for readings. So Pile 1, your person is currently viewing you as the hawk, the magpie, with the keyword being underestimate, and we have the prince. The light attribute is romantic charm and potential for power, and the shadow attribute is using power for self-aggrandizement. I hope I'm saying that right. Okay, so based on just these 3 cards alone, what I would say is that your person, I think, has vastly misjudged you. Like, it feels like they may have misinterpreted your behaviors in the past. The magpie is definitely a very intelligent bird, but because they are so intelligent, they're often perceived by others as a nuisance. But it's simply the fact that they are much smarter than a lot of other birds, and so their behavior can come across as what's perceived as a problem or problematic, when in fact it's just their intelligence and their curiosity and their natural way about them. There's nothing really sinister going on with the magpie, even though I also know, this isn't mentioned in the guidebook or anything, but I have come across magpies being represented as bad luck, and I think that they may have viewed you in this like negative energy of something that was actually quite natural and positive, and perhaps it was their perspective that needed shifting, not yours. And I think that this perspective that they had held on to when it comes to you and perhaps your intentions or who you are or why it is you're acting the way that you are, I think that this person is realizing that they may have been missing, they themselves may have been missing the mark rather than you. And I see it further with the prince and the hawk. I think this person sees you as somebody who's very self-aware and also very much so aware of their surroundings or aware of the emotional world around them when it comes to others, most specifically when it comes to your relationships. And I think that this perspective, this awareness that you have, or this emotional intelligence that you have, is something that I think kind of intimidates them. And I think that they see this definitely in terms of the light attribute of the prince, with it being romantic charm and potential for power. I think that they're realizing that like you have a lot of power in this connection, as well as in like your relationships with others, just because there's self-empowerment here. And I think that can be quite intimidating. So that's what I would say. I would say that this person may have placed blame on you in the past and is realizing that perhaps you weren't the problem. But let's go ahead and also pull tarot and see what else comes through. Let's go ahead and ask the cards, why is this person staying silent? Why is Pile 1's person staying silent? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and move these. So we have strength. Why is pile one's person currently staying silent? We also have the lovers. We have the 5 of wands. We have the 4 of pentacles, and we have the 10 of cups. Okay, let me just align these really quick. Okay. Can you please clarify strength, Spirit? We have the Hermit. Please clarify the lovers. Why is the lovers here? Why is this person staying silent? Why is the lovers here? We have the King of Pentacles. Why is the 5 of Wands here? We have the 9 of Pentacles. Why is the 4 of Pentacles here? We have the 4 of Wands. And why is the 10 of Cups here? Okay, we have the 8 of Wands, and we have the Hanged Man. And then on the back of the deck, we have the Sun. And for the oracles that I've pulled, we have guilt. We also have the Queen. And we have number 9, fulfillment of wishes. And this card in particular is the 9 of Cups. Okay. So, why is this person staying silent currently? The biggest message that's coming through, or like the loudest message that's coming through, is that this person feels very self-protective. This person is in an energy of self-preservation at the moment and is really protecting their peace. And that's not to say that this person doesn't have feelings for you. I definitely see that there are feelings here with the lovers, as well as with the 10 of Cups. There's definitely feelings here. However, at the same time, I think that this person is recognizing that I think this person feels overwhelmed in the sense of they wouldn't even know where to start. Like they wouldn't even know where to begin on repairing this. Like it feels like there's a lot of damage that has been done. And while they can place blame on you for some things, I think that they're also realizing that they are at fault too. And they don't necessarily know what to do with this energy. They don't know how to make it right. Like there's awareness here that they have done some wrong. There's awareness here, and there's also remorse in certain ways. But also at the same time, there's conflict between like action. The 8 of Cups is such a rapid moving, or the 8 of Wands is such a rapid moving energy. It's forward moving. It's communication, messages coming in, expansive, travel. It's motion. And I mean, like, we don't even have any people in this image. It's literally just motion. And then we have the Hanged Man, which is complete stillness, which is complete inaction. And I think that this is really indicative of them feeling at conflict within themselves, of wanting to, like, recognizing that there's something very special, recognizing that there is a lot of care for you here, but also recognizing that, like, if they were to reach out again, the peace that they have gained from this separation would come to a close. Like it would dissipate. And I don't necessarily know if this person is willing to give up what they have gained at this point in time. And you see it again with the 5 of Wands and the 9 of Pentacles. There's the 5 of Wands is like going to battle. It's fighting for something. It's competition. And what this is being clarified with is the 9 of Pentacles, which is personal power, personal abundance. It's a very solitary energy. And I think that this person is definitely protective of the solitude that they have. There's a lot of solitary energy here, which is like indicating to me that this person feels safe in being alone. We also have it here with strength and the Hermit. Like, I think that the silence, the solitude that this person is taking is something that is really helping them rebalance. Yeah. Like I see a lot of healing here with the sun too. The sun is definitely a healing energy. It's inner child healing. It's warmth. It's love. It's also representative of realizations. I think that this person is intentionally staying silent for the time being simply because they want happiness for the both of you. And I don't know if I feel like they're not necessarily sure if they can give you what it is that you want. And I don't think that they're necessarily sure for the time being on how to navigate this guilt, on how to make things right without completely kind of losing the stillness that they have gained from this silence. But let's clarify. Let's see if there's anything else that I missed. Let's see, what deck do I want to use? I think this one. Okay. Why is pile one's person staying silent currently? Is there anything that I've missed? What have I missed? Okay, we have number 19, flexible. We have number 31, why. And we have number 18, serendipity. And then on the back of the deck, we have truth be told. Yeah, I think that what I'm seeing is a state of acceptance for the time being on this person's end, where they're with the serendipity card, there's this feeling of where the two of you are at currently is where the two of you need to be. I think that this person doesn't really have a whole lot of flexibility currently to offer. There's not a lot of bending room for this person. It seems like there's a very rigid energy within this person, and it comes from them doing their own self-reflection. I think that there's a lot of self-reflection going on here where they're focusing on themselves and trying to get to know themselves, their patterns. They're focusing on themselves. And I think that there is a little bit of a desire here as well for you to focus on you. Like rather than if you're somebody who perhaps is really psychoanalyzing this person, really trying to get down to the bottom of them, and obviously like this is one of those readings, it might be beneficial to kind of take a step back and look within and focus on yourself, and perhaps put that energy towards yourself and ask yourself those questions that you're asking about them. But I think that like this person is still learning. They're still learning. And I think that if they were to come forward, what I'm feeling with these cards is that if they were to come forward currently in the state that things are in now, and in the phase that they are in now, it would not be fair to them or to you, because there is still more to be learned. And by coming forward, by reaching out, it would kind of stunt this opportunity for growth. Yeah, but that's what I'm seeing. Let's go ahead and get you guys an affirmation before we close this reading out. What affirmation is there for pile one? I honor my self-worth by asking for what I want. Let's get one more. And we have, I celebrate all the greatness in my life. So I think that like This card here is indicative of like, if there is contact, like if this is something that you are wanting to, if you're wanting to bridge that gap in communication, it may be up to you in order to see if that's even possible. And by reaching out, that there's no guarantee that you're going to get what you're asking for, but I think that there will be clarity either way. And then I celebrate all the greatness in my life. I think that this again is kind of encouragement to look at yourself and celebrate you at this time rather than looking outwards at them. But obviously take these how they resonate for you first and foremost. But that's what I'm seeing for you guys today, pile 1. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, you can do so in my Etsy shop, or you can purchase an item off of my Amazon wish list in exchange for a 1-question reading. Please keep in mind that you will need to put your question as well as your contact information in the gift message box of that purchase in order for me to know whether or not this is in fact a purchase for a reading or whether or not it's a donation. But thank you so much. Please know that I'm wishing you the best, and I hope that I will have the opportunity to read for you in another video soon. Bye. Hello, pile 2. So today's pick a card reading is looking into why the person that you are in no contact with, or why the person on your mind, is currently staying silent. And these oracles here are going to indicate how this person is currently viewing you. And from there, we will then hopefully have a little bit more clarity when it comes to what comes through in the tarot for why they're staying silent. I also have a few oracles already set aside for that question as well. But let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to be using some new oracles and a new deck today, so thank you to those who have purchased decks off of my Amazon wish list in exchange for readings. If you're interested in doing that, you can purchase anything on my wish list, send it my way with your question, and I will provide you with a reading in return. So to start, pile 2, we have the Moth. We also have Knight. The light attributes are loyalty, romance, and chivalry, a love of honor, and the shadow attributes are allegiance to a destructive ruler or principle, romantic delusions. We also have the Starfish, and we have the Lion, and the key word is rest. Okay, so I would say that your person is currently viewing you as somebody who perhaps doesn't necessarily know what it is that they want. It seems like they are viewing you as somebody who might have one foot in the door, one foot out, somebody who might be a little bit flighty, or who may have not asked themselves those difficult questions about what it is that would truly make them happy or what it is that truly makes them unhappy. I think that they feel as though you are like it may even be, and I think that this will be for a very select few of you, but it may even be that this person feels as though you you think you know what it is that you want. However, they're concerned about whether or not it's genuine and a stable desire based on the fact that we have this Starfish here, which definitely can indicate like beauty. It's very beautiful, but it's also very shallow. Like I think that this person is feeling as though you are stringing them along. That's what I'm getting from these cards. And that you are not all in. You're not committed to this connection. And obviously this is from their perspective. It could be rightfully so that you're not completely in. It could also be that perhaps their insecurities are talking, but this is what is coming through. Yeah, so let's go ahead and look into the tarot and see what comes through for that. go ahead and move those. Shuffle this one more time. Obviously, if something's not resonating for you, it's probably not your pile. Somebody left a comment on one of my videos the other day telling me that I misinterpreted the cards and wrote down what the cards are supposed to mean. And I didn't misinterpret the cards. I read them exactly how my intuition told me, as well as what the meaning and guidebooks are sharing. And so if something's not resonating, don't take it as truth. Take it as a sign that this probably isn't your pile. I'm going to be honest about what I see, but that doesn't mean that it's your message. Okay, so why is pile 2's person staying silent? Okay, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Why is pile 2's person currently staying silent? We have the Knight of Swords. We have the Three of Wands, the Queen of Wands. Why is pile 2's person currently staying silent? We also have the King of Swords. Why is the Wheel of Fortune here? Why is the Wheel of Fortune here? Please clarify the Wheel of Fortune. We have Strength. Why is the Knight of Swords here? Please clarify the Knight of Swords. We have the Ten of Wands. Why is the Three of Wands here? We have the Six of Cups. Why is the Queen of Wands here? We have the Eight of Pentacles. And why is the King of Swords here? Please clarify the King of Swords. Why is the King of Swords here? We have the Ten of Swords. And then on the back of the deck, we have the Ace of Pentacles. Okay. And then for the oracles, you guys got a lot of oracles. We have impartiality. We have isolation. We have number 2, the waiting game. This is the Two of Wands. We also have perfection, and we have gnosis. Okay, so why is this person currently staying silent? I would say that I think that this person feels as though they have done all that it is that they can do when it comes to taking action. Like, I feel like this person truly feels as though they've put what it is that they want out there and they're waiting on you to make a decision. I think this person feels as though it's up to you where this connection heads. And I feel like they're staying silent first and foremost because they do not want you to feel as though they are pressuring you. With impartiality here, and then the Wheel of Fortune and Strength coming out right underneath it, it feels like they are, like, the Strength is definitely like a subtle energy. It's a very gentle energy. In the Rider-Waite deck, it's an image of a woman, and she's very gently touching the lion, but the lion is kind of responding to her touch. She's not forcing the lion to do anything, and yet the lion is being tame and gentle for her based on that subtle energy that she's kind of emanating. And the Wheel of Fortune is definitely a card of recognizing, like, it's a card of luck, and that can be bad luck, it can be good luck. It's a card of destiny. It's things that, like, kind of feel like they're outside of, like, your control. Like, and I think that these cards combined with impartiality is really indicating that this person feels as though the ball is in your court. And not only that, but, like, I think that there's realization here that, like, continuously reaching out to you or bombarding you with questions or bombarding you with actions being taken towards you may not actually give them or you a positive experience. Like, the best thing that they think they can do is give you your space for you to make your own decision based on what is true for you. And I see it with isolation as well. Like, I think that this is a very it's a very intentional decision. And obviously, like if someone's staying silent just in general, there's a decision being made there either way, whether or not it's because they feel powerless or whether or not it's because they just don't want anything to do with the other person. No matter what the case, there's unless like of course like you know somebody has genuinely asked you please stop contacting me, then at that point I think that that's not your choice. Like that's just having to, I mean, it is a choice still to respect that person's boundaries. But what I'm saying here when it comes to this as an intentional thing is that there is intention behind being silent because there is intention of eventually finding out what the answer is. Like this person is like being silent so that they can wait and see what happens. I feel like this, I mean, like, I think it's interesting that we have the Knight of Swords and then we have the King of Swords. And then underneath both of these cards are cards indicating endings. I think this person is like kind of releasing their feeling of responsibility or their feeling of needing to, of feeling obligated to take action or to plan. I think that this person is done trying to navigate things or control things or be the leader and is kind of trying to allow things to unfold naturally. I think this person also feels like if there has been an argument of some kind or like a fallout of some kind, I think this person feels as though they may be owed an apology. But also, if it's the other way around, I feel like this person feels as though they have done everything they can in order to try to make this right or in order to try to be forgiven, to ask for forgiveness. And now they're waiting. The Three of Wands is all about waiting for what you've put out there to return to you. And we have waiting again with the Eight of Pentacles. Pentacles are definitely a very slow moving energy. But I think that like this, what this is indicating is that they're being silent, they're being quiet is their way of focusing on the goal at hand, of their way of like, I think they feel as though the best course of action that they can take in order to get what it is that they want, which I feel like is reunion, a fresh start. In order to get what it is that they want, they need to take this route. Let's see if there's anything that I've missed. That's what I'm seeing in these cards. Have I missed anything when it comes to why pile two's person is staying? Yep, we have the Fates coming out right over this Wheel of Fortune. It's like they recognize that they don't have control. There is no, like they could grasp and cling all they want, but at the end of the day, all it is doing is hurting themselves. We have, okay, I'm just going to take this top one. We have number 8, community. We have number 45, time to go. And we have number 21, clean it up. And then on the back of the deck, we have soulmates. Okay. So I think that like there is recognition here that there is, like, I feel like you guys have had a falling out of some kind, and the only way to repair this in their perspective is to allow time to do its thing. And because of this, I feel like they are focusing on other things with community here. They're focusing on other things, all while understanding that like I think that soulmates is here because there's a realization on their end that like love doesn't control, and they cannot control you. And also that even if this connection ends up not working out, it doesn't negate or take away the specialness that they feel for you. But that's what I'm seeing for you guys today, pile 2. Let's go ahead and get you guys an affirmation before we close this reading out. What affirmation is there for pile 2 when it comes to their connection? What affirmation is there for pile 2 when it comes to their connection? Okay, so we have, the more I honor my inner light, the more I brighten the world. I choose to shine. And we have, instead of taking on the fear of others, I reflect love. This is, I really like these cards because both of these cards are kind of like gentle and comforting assurance and encouragement that I think that this person is recognizing that you are deserving of your own autonomy and of making your own decisions without influence from them placing their needs or their fears on you. And I think that this is confirmation that, like, when it comes to making decisions, especially if it's a decision about this connection, it's really important to focus solely on your own well-being rather than focusing on how you can appease the emotions and the well-being of others. That's their responsibility. But yeah, obviously take those as they resonate for you first and foremost. But that's what I'm seeing for you guys today, pile 2. Thank you so much for giving me this chance to read for you. And if you'd like to book a private reading with me, you can do so in my Etsy shop, or you can book one through my Amazon wish list. The choice is yours. I will never message you on any platform asking you if you would like a reading. So please, if anyone is asking you that and saying that they're me, it's not me. But yeah, hopefully I will have the chance to read for you in another video soon. Bye. Hello, pile 3. So today's pick a card reading is looking into why the person on your mind, why the person you're in no contact with is currently staying silent. And the oracles that I have here are indicative of how your person is currently viewing you, how they're remembering you. And I think that this will give us better insight, or me better insight at least, into the tarot when it comes to why they are staying silent. I also have other oracles set to the side to answer that question as well. I'm using new cards today that I'm really excited about, so thank you to those who have purchased decks and items off of my wish list in exchange for readings. Anyone is welcome to do that if they desire, so thank you to those who have. If you haven't received your reading yet, I am currently working on it. But to start pile 3, we have Eagle, we have the hero/heroine. The light attribute is a passion for a journey of personal empowerment, and the shadow attribute is escapism and a false sense of heroism. We also have the child divine. The light attributes are innocence, purity, and redemption, suggests a special connection with the divine. And the shadow attribute is an inability to defend oneself against negative forces. And we have the starfish. So I think that this person is seeing you as somebody who is really moving on up in life, if that makes sense. Like, I get the feeling that with the eagle here, as well as with the child divine, as honestly with all of these cards, as though you are somebody who is in the process currently of transforming. Most specifically, because we have the eagle here, it feels like you're transforming your karma, or you're, with the child divine here, redeeming yourself in a lot of ways. Like if perhaps in the past when it came to this connection, or when it came to your relationship with yourself, whatever it is that was kind of like negative, or maybe negative isn't the right word, but like wasn't serving you, whatever aspect of your life that wasn't serving you, it feels like there's been contemplation as well as significant changes in your own perspective, in your own way about approaching things, in your own relationship with yourself, that have really turned you into somebody completely different. I also think that they feel as though you are somebody who is very wise, especially when it comes to your emotions. It feels like they see you as somebody who can truly trust your gut. Like there is an intuitiveness to you that comes, I think, from building that relationship with self. But I think that this person really feels as though you have truly stepped into your authentic power, into who you truly are. It's very positive how they're currently viewing you. Obviously, if that doesn't resonate even in the slightest, this probably just isn't your pile. So I would check another pile to see if there's a message for you. But yeah, let's go ahead and pull tarot and ask why this person is currently staying silent. Why is pile one's person currently staying silent? Okay, so we have the Ten of Cups, we have Temperance, we have the Ten of Swords, we have the King of Swords. Why is pile three's person currently staying silent? We have Death, we have the Lovers. Why is Temperance here? Okay, we have the Hanged Man, and we have the Hermit. Why is the Ten of Swords here? We have the Knight of Cups. Why is the King of Swords here? We have the Nine of Wands. And why is Death here? We have the Sun. And then on the back of the deck, we have the Fool. And then let's go ahead and move these cards out of the way, because I also have oracles for you guys. And for that, we have number 1, Triumphant Success. We have Impatience, and we have the Womb. Okay. It feels like this person is staying silent, I think, because there's like an acceptance that there's an ending. Like I think that this person is, I mean, we have the Ten of Swords and we have Death. And Death is being clarified by the Sun. It feels like this person has had a realization of some kind, clarity of some kind, that has caused them to kind of accept the changes that are taking place in this connection. And then the Ten of Swords is being clarified by the Knight of Cups. So this is telling me that when it comes to making emotional efforts, making emotional offers, this person doesn't necessarily feel as though that's in their best interest anymore. It almost feels like it's painful to do it would be painful for them to do that. I feel like this person is really needing and desiring to heal themselves from the pain that this connection, or just from the pain of their childhood. Like, I feel like there's like some underlying things. Like the Sun is definitely a card of inner child healing. And the Womb is also kind of indicative of childhood, or of like, you know, beginnings, the beginning of life. So I think that there's definitely, if it's not this connection in particular that this person needs healing from, I think it would be more so to do with like past wounds that are now spilling into the connections that this person shares with others. And there's recognition of this. There's recognition that this person needs to heal themselves, to work on themselves. And I think that like there is an understanding here that even though this, like, I don't necessarily think that this is an easy thing for them. We have the Ten of Cups and the Lovers. Like, this person obviously has very deep feelings for you. Like, this person clearly cares for you, has strong feelings for you. But I think that there is a realization that, like, just because this person is uncomfortable with where things are at currently doesn't mean that like just like swooping on in and making a sudden decision is something that would be beneficial or healthy. I think this person realizes that they really need to be alone for the time being. Like these three cards together are telling me that the isolation and the silence that you are experiencing from this person have to do with this person focusing on themselves and their own healing. This person has definitely gone within. And I think that, you know, with this triumphant success card, one thing that this particular card in the guidebook talks about, this is the Ace of Swords, by the way. And there's a couple of things that came through for me. One came through just from this particular card in general when it comes to what the guidebook has to say about it, which is that this sword is a double-edged sword. And so it's very important for whoever is holding this sword to be mindful of what it is that they are doing with it, because they can potentially create more damage than they could create more opportunities. And there's a part in the guidebook that talks about being mindful of making rash decisions, making impulsive decisions, because it will be very damaging. It could be very harmful. And with impatience here and with the womb, I think that there is just recognition that this person may have dug themselves a grave. And I think that what they're realizing is that the most important thing for them to do right now is to dig themselves out of the grave that they themselves dug for themselves before they try to do anything else. Yeah. And like, you know, with what I saw in terms of how this person is seeing you, it could very well be that like perhaps you made a mistake in this connection that was like very harming or damaging. And I think that this person is recognizing that it's not beneficial for them to continue to place blame on you or to continue to focus their anger on you when there are in fact wounds that now need tending to. And I think that this person, if that is the case, this person has really kind of stepped away from viewing you in a negative light or viewing you in a bad way, and is seeing the changes that you've made, but at the same time is recognizing that the changes that you've made aren't going to do anything for their own wounds that they now have to tend to. Yeah. And if that's not the case, I feel as though they're seeing you as somebody who's more evolved than them. And they recognize that they cannot rush the evolution of who they are. And I think that with the Fool here, I think that they would really like, with these ending cards here, I think that there is a state of acceptance. There's a state of acceptance for this ending that has occurred, this silence that is happening. There's acceptance here. And I think with the Fool, this is a desire on their end to kind of move forward. and not like move forward to another connection, move forward towards their healing, towards their healing journey, rather than moving towards mending this connection. They're wanting to mend themselves. Let's go ahead and also get some more oracles. Let's pull some more, see if there's anything that I missed. Is there anything that I've missed when it comes to why this person is staying silent? So we have truth be told, chop wood, and we have TikTok. And on the back of the deck, we have observer. Yeah, TikTok is kind of the same energy that I was getting with impatience and the womb. It's like a slow moving energy. This person is staying silent because they don't feel as though now is the right time. They're not going to force something to happen when there are signs and there are feelings within themselves that are telling them that now is not the time. And I think that this chopped wood here has shown up kind of to be like a reminder, like I was saying a minute ago, that this really doesn't have anything to do with, this isn't a reflection of their feelings for you. And this isn't a reflection of them moving on to somebody else and like forgetting about you. What they're doing is hard work, and it's not a pleasant experience. But they're doing it because it needs to be done. They're doing it because like they've had a realization, and they can't just pretend, they can't just go back to sleep now that they've woken up to it. And I think with the observer here, this person is realizing that they still have a lot to learn. Like they've had this aha moment, but there's still so much more to learn. And it's easier to learn and deepen your understanding of things if you're not putting yourself in new situations continuously to add on to that information, if that makes sense. But that's what I'm seeing for you guys today, pile 3. Let's go ahead and get you guys an affirmation before we close this reading out. What affirmation is there for pile 3 when it comes to this connection? What did pile 3's guides want them to hear currently? What does pile 3 need to hear when it comes to this connection? I release my need to be right. I am defenseless and at peace. And we have, I am willing to see my sameness with others. This opens my awareness to oneness. So, I mean, like, for me, looking at these cards, I think that there is encouragement here to find, like with this card in particular, find acceptance for the current situation at hand, if that's something that you've been struggling with. And it could be like, it could be very literally like, perhaps now is the time to release this need to feel right, and allow yourself maybe your own validation for being in the right here, if that's the case. I think that this is, I think that's what this card is saying. Of course, if you have a different interpretation of it, take that interpretation before mine. You know your situation. I don't know it. And I also think that there is kind of like a call for compassion towards yourself as well as towards this person, if that is something that feels right to you. But that's what I'm seeing for you guys today, pile 3. Thank you so much for watching. Please know that I am wishing you nothing but the best. You guys deserve to be happy. You deserve to be in a connection that brings you joy. And I'm wishing that for you guys. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, you can do so in my Etsy shop or on my Amazon wish list. You can purchase any item off of that wish list. send it my way. Make sure you put your question as well as your contact information in the gift message. Otherwise, if I receive an item in the mail with no contact information or message, I will assume that it is a donation. But thank you so much, and I'm looking forward to reading for you guys in another video soon. Bye. Hello, pile 4. So today's pick a card reading is looking into why the person on your mind, why the person you're in no contact with is staying silent at this time. And the oracles here are indicative of how this person is currently viewing you. I think that this will give me a little bit more clarity and insight when it comes to what comes through in the tarot, for what it is that this person, why this person is being silent. And for that, we have the Phoenix, we have Shrimp, and the keyword is collect, and we have Slave. The light attribute is surrendering your power of choice to the divine with complete trust. And the shadow attribute is giving your willpower to an external authority out of fear of making your own choices. Okay, so this person is seeing you as somebody who I think has moved on or has freed yourself from this connection, has severed the energetic cord. I feel like this person is viewing you as somebody who has let go, and has come to a place of acceptance for what's to come. Like, I feel like they're viewing you as somebody who is no longer looking back. And not only are you no longer looking back, but you have transformed the pain that you have gone through from this connection into something else entirely. I think this person sees you as somebody who is wiser, more evolved. It could be that this person has betrayed you in the past, and if that's the case, I feel like with this shrimp here, they're also recognizing that they can no longer trick you or manipulate you in certain ways. Like they see you as somebody who is wise, and as somebody who has freed themselves from perhaps codependency or from the insecurities that perhaps this connection kind of amplified within you. They see you as somebody who is in their power. So if that makes sense, like if that resonates for you, let's go ahead and look into the tarot. I'm using a new deck today. I'm really excited. Somebody has sent this in for our channel in exchange for a reading, so thank you. I'm currently working on readings from my Amazon wish list now, so if you haven't received your reading, you will soon. But let's go ahead and get on into it. Why is pile 4's person currently silent? Why is this person staying silent? Okay, I feel called to take this one. Okay, so we have the Knight of Cups, we have the Queen of Cups, we have the King of Pentacles, we have the Three of Pentacles, okay, we have the Page of Wands as well as the Page of Pentacles. Why is the Knight of Cups here? We have the Star. Why is the Queen of Cups here? Why is the Queen of Cups here? Okay, we have the Ten of Cups. Why is the King of Pentacles here? Okay, we have the Nine of Swords and the Fool. And why is the Three of Pentacles here? We have the Sun. And then on the back of the deck, we have the King of Swords. Okay. And then for the oracles that I've already pulled for this question, we have number 5, emotional loss. We have abundance, and we have the Tear. Okay, so why is this person staying silent? Well, I mean, to start with this Queen of Cups here, I feel as though this is how they are currently viewing you. And underneath it, we have the Ten of Cups. I think that this person is under the impression that like you don't need them, which is kind of like a codependent type of mindset. Like, and I really do feel like that's what's coming through. We have the Queen of Cups and the Ten of Cups. The Ten of Cups is emotional fulfillment. It's happy endings. It's joy. It's happiness. It's connecting with others. And I think that they feel as though you're no longer interested because you have found happiness for yourself. That's one thing that's coming through pretty strongly. And then with the King of Pentacles, the Nine of Swords, and the Fool, I feel like this person is viewing themselves as this King of Pentacles. I feel like they're really doubting themselves. They're really replaying things in their head. And I think that they're realizing that perhaps the moves that they made, the decisions that they made in this connection were ones that were not the right moves to make. They did it without thinking. I think that this person is ruminating currently and is not feeling very confident in themselves. And it's kind of causing them to hold back. I also think that this is like, they're not doing well emotionally. Like there's a lot here indicating that this person feels as though they've suffered a loss and they're continuing to suffer a loss. And I think with abundance here, there's also this mentality that this person has that if they were to put themselves out there again, they would just suffer even more loss. Yeah. I think this person currently is still in a state of, like, is still going through a mourning period. And I think that they are still in a state of woe is me. Like, I think that they're still feeling very, very wounded by this connection. And because of this, because they're in this kind of like this mindset currently, because they're in such an emotional state, the idea of coming forward is something that like they would desire to do. They'd like to do it, but it seems like an impossible task, and it seems like a fantasy more than something that they actually plan on doing. I would like to clarify really quickly the Three of Pentacles and the Sun. Why is this person staying silent? Why is the Three of Pentacles and the Sun here? And we have Strength. Okay. So I also feel like, so with the Three of Pentacles, the Sun, and then Strength here, I think that this person is under the impression that you don't necessarily want to work on things. And I think that there's like a very kind of like, there's this attitude that I'm picking up on for some of you where this person feels like they would be unable to heal if you were unwilling to work on this with them. But I definitely feel as though this person thinks that you are blocked off to them, and because of this, there's no purpose behind reaching out. Like it wouldn't end well for them. And I think that this person, this emotional loss that they are suffering, has kind of set them back in terms of like their self-confidence. Let's get some oracles and see what else comes through. Okay, that was a terrible shuffle. Okay, what is it that I've missed? Is there anything that I've missed when it comes to why this person is remaining silent? Okay, so we have poised. We have peace. And we have chaos and conflict. And then on the back of the deck, we have blessed. Okay. So I think that with chaos and conflict here, what this is telling me is that it seems pretty chaotic. Like, it seems like this person is in such emotional turmoil. They're not really thinking clearly. They recognize that, like, there's a lot of discomfort, but they also recognize that they shouldn't be coming towards you in the state that they are in now. I think that, like, with time, this is indicative of, like, perhaps this silence changing, but for the time being, this person is nowhere near ready to come forward. This person has a lot of inner turmoil that needs to be addressed. And I think that, like, this blessed is indicative of a perspective shift that needs to happen for this person. And, like, I'm looking at this image of abundance. Let's see what's happening. So I see a man here in one image, and it looks like he's dropped some things of value. I see sparkle here, and then in the background he's grasping his head, and it looks like he's drinking. He's full of worry. And then another person comes by and sees what's in this thing that seems caged off and is capable of reaching this gold, whereas it's been locked off to him, simply because of his own mindset. And I think that what this is indicative of is that, like, there's still a lot for this person to be joyful for. And obviously, like, when you're feeling really sad, that's a valid feeling. And it's difficult to, you can't just shut that off, and it wouldn't be healthy to do that. But I think that there is a lot for this person to process before they will be able to come forward in a way that's healthy and with the possibility of being productive. But let's go ahead and get you guys some advice before we close this reading out. What advice is there for pile 4? Compassion is my compass. I am willing to hold space for the experiences of others. And we have taking care of myself is a radical act of love. So both of these cards are telling me that, like, I mean, this person's energy is really heavy and kind of like, it's kind of like sucking. Like, it's, I don't know what the right word would be, but it's like somewhat invasive. And I think that these cards are here to remind you that, like, you can hold space for this person, but this person does not have the right to consume you with their own discomfort. And it's okay to provide this person a space to show them compassion without allowing them to cross your boundaries. Obviously, take those as they resonate for you first and foremost, but that's what I'm seeing for you guys today, pile 4. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, you can do so in my Etsy shop, or you can purchase something off of my Amazon wish list in exchange for a 1-question reading. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that I will have the opportunity to read for you in another video soon. Bye!